What's up, Penguin Parade? This is Yugi Penguin. Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to go through something that's been on my mind recently. When I'm going through my comments on my YouTube channel, especially the deck profiles in particular, I get a lot of, I don't know if this is a troll attempt or you're just trying to trigger me somehow. It's not working, but I just thought I'd address the issue. Please stop asking for a deck list on my deck profiles when you're basically essentially getting the deck in front of you when I'm showing you the deck list. Just pause the video and just have a look at the cards. That's basically all I'm saying. If you need to have a look at any other videos, they are on the channel. Please go explore. It just goes to show the difference of support that I'm getting from people. Some people will watch one video, but if they won't listen to the whole video, so it kind of just explains that, you know, there is replays and stuff to watch, and it's not just the profile itself. It explains actually how good the profiles and the decks actually work in the new current meta, and this and the decks that are actually working prior to the ban list that has just been released. Obviously this is my Lightsworn deck, so I really do hope you enjoy it. Obviously this has no Gofu, this has no Max C, and it has a couple of different cards in it that's quite different. So let's get into that video. Okay guys, so you want to start off with triple Judgement Dragon, basically the main boss monster of your deck, with a little added twist that I've actually put in the deck, which I hope you like. Judgement Dragon basically requires you to have 4 or more Lightsworn monsters with different names in the graveyard. You can pay 1,000 life points and you can wipe the board clean. He is an amazing monster. The only cost, I mean, it's a great cost, but I'm only running a 50 card Lightsworn deck. You can make it 60. I will go through the cards at the end that you can actually add to the side deck or just put in the main deck. It's not even a problem, but I just prefer a 50 card deck just to get Judgement Dragon as quick as possible. You only just have to put 4 cards in the graveyard at the end phase. Obviously, as the deck progresses, I will show you some combos at the very end. Next up, you want to play triple Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, a very good tuner card, level 4, and basically during your main phase you can send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. Basically, if they were Lightsworn monsters, you actually gain 200 attack for each, so he could hit 2100 preferably. If he's still on the field, obviously, every turn you can activate this, and his attack will actually just go through the roof, so he's not bad for a 4-star monster. And then during your end phase you would be sending the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. Very, very cool card. Next up, Lumina. Lightsworn Warrior, Lightsworn Summoner, sorry about that. Basically, you know, another essential card for the deck. Lumina, once per turn, you can actually discard 1 card, target 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster in your graveyard and special summon the target, and then you'd be sending 3 of your top cards from the deck to the graveyard at the end of the phase. Also a very good card. Okay. I play triple of this guy. I've seen other players, YuGiTubers, play double, but this is my deck profile. I play triple Wulf, Lightsworn Beast. I'll just show you him because it's not focusing properly. Basically, he can only be, he can't be normal summoned or set. You'd basically have to mill him to the graveyard. So basically anything like Foolish Burial, any cards that have the effect of sending your top card from the deck to the graveyard, so basically all your Lightsworn monsters effects sending to the graveyard, if he's pulled from the top deck to the graveyard, you can actually special summon him, and that's just an extra monster to swarm your board. Obviously, again, at the end of the video there will actually be some deck replays for you to show how powerful the deck actually is and how the combos actually work out. Next up, I play double Felis, the Lightsworn, also by the same effect, by top decking her. So you mill her to the graveyard somehow. You could do Foolish Burial, and you could just do a monster effect, send her to the graveyard, and she just special summons herself, and she is a 4-star monster tuner, and it works for all your synchro plays along with all your other Lightsworns. I play 1 Lyla, the Lightsworn sorceress. You basically want as many Lightsworn monsters as possible. I've run Lightsworn and Twilight Swarms in this, and again, like I said, the extra twist that I've actually put in the deck. Lyla is a very good card. You can switch her to defense position and then destroy a spell or trap card on the field. I think that's a very, very cool move. I play 1 Ehren Lightsworn. Basically, just before damage calculation, when she attacks the defense position monster, you can shuffle that card back into the deck. You know, stops all the basically all the wombo combos that people play. I run one Minerva Lightsworn maiden, preferably want her off the top deck also. You know, her effect actually combos off in the graveyard and then sends another card to the graveyard by her effect, and obviously if you get a wulf to the graveyard you can actually special summon it. Okay, now I play one Celestia, the Lightsworn Angel, just basically one tribute of a Lightsworn, and then I can take the top 4 cards on my deck to the graveyard, target up to 2 cards my opponent controls and destroy them. It works. You know, it's not a bad card. I mean, I preferably don't use her. I just use her for another name for the graveyard, just so I can bring out Judgement Dragon. I play YuGiOh, the Lightsworn Fighter. By the way, if I am going too fast, you can pause this video and you can actually see the effects for themselves. I'm trying to be as informative and quick as possible. You can actually banish a Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard by his effect when he's normal or flip summoned. Banish 1 card on the field. I think that's a fantastic card. For a 2-star monster, obviously you only use him with the effect of that play, and you can also, once per turn, if another Lightsworn monster effect is activated, you can send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. I also play double Lumina Lightsworn Shaman. When this card first came out, it was actually quite expensive and pricey, but now it's actually gone down quite a little bit. I'm not too sure why. I guess most people just don't really play this card. But once per turn you can actually banish 1 Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard, then target a banished Lightsworn monster, accept her, and special summon it. You know, and then you just send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Also, very good card. The only card I actually do not run in this deck, like I said, you can side deck this or you can actually play it depending on the combos, is Punishment Dragon. Punishment Dragon is if you have 4 or more Lightsworn monsters with different names in the banish zone, and you basically shuffle them into the deck and you just play off your combo from there. Next up, I play the one Honest, which you can actually up to 2 or 3, that's up to you completely. I can actually understand why people will up this card, because Honest is actually a fantastic card. You know, discarding it from your hand during the damage step, and you basically gain attack for your monster. Fantastic card. I play double Fairy Tale Snow. Obviously with a 60 card deck it's actually a lot easier to play. Obviously the 50 card deck, you know, banishing 7 cards from your hand or graveyard to special summon her in defense and then just flipping a card face down. Good card. I don't necessarily recommend it. I obviously use it as a light attribute for the first one, just so I can play the 1 Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, because you have to discard, banish a light and dark monster from the graveyard. Envoy at the beginning is a choice that I wasn't actually too sure of at first. I play him now. I've only literally just put him in a deck to try him out. He's actually very good for this deck. Obviously for the light attribute, you know, you can't really go wrong with him. He can attack twice if he wants, or you can just banish a card face up. Electromagnetic Turtle, basically this is my pro card monster of the deck. Obviously if you top deck this to the graveyard, you can just banish it as a quick effect during the battle phase and it will end the battle phase. Very, very cool card. People will question why I play these. These are, you know, in the old days, these were fantastic cards, especially for fairies. I even play these in my countered fairy deck, and these are my Ishizu Ishtar cards, basically. Agido, kelbek, and Zolga. Basically, if you tribute a monster, you gain 2,000 life points with him. Kelbek, if he is attacked or is just attacked in general, you return a monster to the opponent's hand. And Agido is, I can't actually read that because it is not zooming in. Hilarious. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, basically you can roll a 6-sided die and you can special summon a fairy type monster from your graveyard. Preferably you want to roll a 6 with this card, and you get to special summon a level 6 or higher fairy type monster. The reason why I suggest fairy is for the next twisted cards that I play. I am actually running the Time Lord engine in this deck. So Time Maiden, fantastic card. You can special summon this card from your hand. Or this card can be treated as 2 tributes for a tribute summon of a Time Lord monster. I was running 2 in this deck. You only need the 1 because you can actually banish it and actually special summon, ignoring its summoning conditions, another Time Lord monster from your deck. I think that's actually fantastic. Obviously I don't play like the Orphis Scorpio kind of combo to get Minerva out. I have other ways of bringing my cards out. That's not an insult to any other YouTubers who want to play a different format to me. I just find it comfortable playing the way I want to without people telling me what to do all the time. I run Sadion. So basically at the end of the battle phase, if this card battled and your life points is less than 4,000, so let's say you're on 100, you can actually make your life points 4,000 again. I also run just the 2 Zaphions, my favourite Time Lord of them all, because that shuffles all spells and traps after the battle phase into the deck. And then I play this one card because you're milling so many monsters to the graveyard. If you have 10 or more monsters, you can bring out a 4,000 beat stick like Zephion. Zephalon, the ultimate Time Lord, and his effect can actually bring you out one of these Time Lords also. It negates their effects, so they stay on the field, and they also become a 4,000 beat stick. So you would have 8,000 attack on the field automatically. We are playing triple solar recharge. Basically what this card allows you to do is actually discard 1 monster, draw 2 cards, and then you basically send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. Fantastic. I mean, this card unbricks you. It just gets you whatever you need. Obviously you want to have Wulf in the graveyard, you want to have Felis, the archer. These cards actually just special summon themselves off this effect. I also play double charge of the Light Brigade. You can up this to 3 if you wish. Again, you know, with it being a 50 card deck, that's just one of the extra cards that you add to the deck. So I recommend playing triple of this, but I just don't. You basically send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard and add 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster from your deck to the hand. I always bring Raiden. And then the best card of the deck, this. That grass looks greener. So if your opponent runs a 40 card deck, or just have, I mean, if you draw this and they have like 20 cards left and you still got 30, basically what this card allows you to do is if you have more cards in your deck than your opponent, you basically send all of the cards basically till it has the same amount of your opponents, basically, if that makes sense. You can always pause the video, that wasn't really well explained, but basically you're milling all your cards to the graveyard to have all their effects, basically. Best card in the deck in my opinion. I also play my Realm of Light. Basically you just gain 100 attack for each shine counter, and if this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you remove 2 shine counters from it. You're basically just upping your Lightsworn attackers. Here's Lightsworn Sanctuary. Basically when a Lightsworn monster card or cards you control would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can remove 2 shine counters from this card and that will protect them. Very cool card. I just run Lightsworn Saber because if that's milled from the top deck to the graveyard, you can actually attach this from the graveyard to a Lightsworn monster. 1 reinforcement of the army because you are only allowed 1, that's self-explanatory. I won a Galaxy Cyclone. I'm basically running an engine that people hate, because Galaxy Cyclone, I don't see many people play this, because everyone's playing Cosmic Cyclones. I mean, you can play 2 Cosmic Cyclones if you want. I just play 1 Galaxy Cyclone. I'm so happy this card is back actually. Monster Reborn. Obviously, everyone knows what this card does. Obviously, this one's a little bit tattered because this is one of my first ever Monster Reborns. I do have more, but they're in other decks right now. I'm glad this card is back. That just swarms the field a little bit more. I play Brain Control. So you just pay 800 life points and then you take control of a card that was normal summoned or set until the end phase. Basically, you just tribute their cards. Foolish Burial. I'm lucky. I mean, lucky for Konami, this card is still at 1. If this was at 3 with a Lightsworn deck, heck, you'd be swarming the board with monsters. I play, for my trap cards, double Light Spiral. So basically, each time a card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster, which will happen a lot, I promise to you. Basically, you just remove from play the top card of your opponent's deck. Fantastic card. So you're basically just destroying their whole deck. I also play Lightsworn Barrier. And last but not least for this deck, I actually play just the 1 Mirror Force to round off. Okay, going into the Link monsters, we're going to start with Decode Talker and Proxy Dragon, subject to change though, because I'm actually going to be putting Borolo Dragon in this deck. That is completely up to you what you would like to play. Obviously with no go through anymore and the tokens, you can actually just bring these out if you've just swarmed the field with Lightsworn monsters. I play the brand new card, Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion, one of my favourite looking cards. I'm glad this is back, which means Lightsworns will get a bit of a reprieve also. Basically, what she allows you to do, so I need to read this myself, I can't even see, you can see how raw and real this video is. Basically, To summon her, you need 3 monsters with the same attribute but different types, so all light monsters but all different, so Spellcaster, Fairy, Beast Warrior, that will do. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because an opponent's card effect while its owner controls it, you can target one card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Fantastic for loot plays. If this card is link summoned, you can send one card from your deck to the graveyard, so you basically mill a felis Lightsworn Archer or wulf Lightsworn monster if it's not in there already, and that's a free monster for you. And if a card or cards is sent from your deck to the graveyard by an effect, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. She is one of the best cards, I'm not kidding. I don't make these things up, okay? This is a little bit different to what I usually play, but I'm actually just testing out the Utopias because I play a lot of level 4s in this deck, so 2 level 4s for Utopia, and then you'd overlay into Lightning, and Lightning's pretty dominant, I'm not gonna lie. He is actually a fantastic card, so I'm trying those 2 out. Your main Xyz monster though is Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn. I actually play at 2. It just requires 2 level 4 monsters. Her effect, you actually just detach an Xyz material, you send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. If they are Lightsworn monsters, you can actually draw cards equal to the number of Lightsworn monsters that are actually sent to the graveyard. And if she is destroyed by battle or card effect by your opponent, basically her other effect allows you to send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard once more. And for every Lightsworn sent to the graveyard, you can destroy cards on the field equal to the number. Fantastic card. Minerva and Curious linked together is actually quite an unstoppable play. I played the one Gargoyle Cowboy. That's just for attack and defense purposes. I think people know what he does. If you wish to actually take him out, I recommend putting a Tornado Dragon in the deck. Tornado Dragon actually allows you to detach a card and detach an Xyz material, 2 level 4 monsters, and he will destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. I play 1 Castell, the Sky Blaster Musketeer, 2 level 4s again, also a very, very good card. I've narrowed this down to 1. I was playing at 2, but I don't need the 2 because I can just mill him back into the extra deck. That is Michael, the Arch Lightsworn. He stops field spell plays. And when he's destroyed, he can actually take all your banished Lightsworn monsters and in your graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck, and basically you get another go at the deck. It's basically another loop. Black Rose Dragon, basically if you want to wipe the board any other way compared to how you do with Judgement Dragon, that's up to you. Ancient Fairy Dragon for the field spell plays, also a very, very good card. You gain 1,000 life points off his effect. I love that card. And last but not least, Frame Lord Omega, because why not? He is actually one of the best cards in the Duel Monsters history right now. Wow, why did I say it like that? But either way, what I'm saying is, because there's 50 cards in the deck, you are open to playing 10 more cards in the deck. Obviously, the Frame Driver and Frame Gamma cards, which I will actually put on screen for you right now. Frame Gamma and Frame Driver will get you this card out in 1 turn. That's basically what they do, and they actually are quite protecting if your opponent's actually got effects that can actually stop your cards in the first go. But Frame Omega and Frame Lord Gamma and Driver together work as a great combo and treat. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, leave a comment. You can subscribe, that's up to you. If you do support me and you're one of those people who are really nice to me and you're helping my channel grow, then I really do appreciate it. When I hit 200 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway, so look out for that. The next clip you will see will actually be some deck replays of this deck in action. Any other questions, feel free to ask. I will add the deck list into the description of this video. Once again, thank you very much. YuGiPenguin signing out.